Lancet Laboratories has warned doctors in the KwaZulu-Natal to be on the lookout for increased cases of Salmonella. This is for both adults and children. For more on this story, I'm joined on the line from Durban by consumer journalist Wendy Knowler. Wendy, thank you for talking to us today.
You're welcome, Andy.
Wendy, and after the recent listeriosis outbreak, reactions to foodborne illnesses may be a lot quicker, and that hopefully leading to fewer cases. Give us an update on how many cases have been reported so far and when they were first reported.
Okay, I wish I could give you an exact number. I've been in touch with City Health here at eThekwini, and they sort of say they only know about the one restaurant where the most cases seem to have emanated from people who ate there. But there have been pockets. There was a party of 15 who fell ill at a private event, a poetry competition 2 weeks ago. 7 of them were hospitalised, including 4 children. And when people go into hospital with this, they normally stay there for, the best part of a week. I've just spoken to a woman this morning now. She's just been discharged after 7 days, and she doesn't know what she ate that could have caused it. So there's very little coordination. The stories are sort of coming out. She said while she was in hospital, 5 people came in and out with Salmonella cases. So, and even in the cause of it, the restaurant thought it was egg, and now I had a call from somebody from the South African Poultry Association's egg board who followed this up and said the supplier which gave that restaurant its eggs, has had a swabs done, tests done, the labs come back and said no Salmonella. So it's a worrying story with a huge number of question marks around it at this point. I've been told by egg manufacturers, don't you dare malign us, our eggs are fine, they're all audited, and that you're doing us a disservice. But nobody knows where to go for definitive answers at this point.
And of course, in terms of trying to prevent further infections, identifying a source is very important. So you mentioned, at least 2 restaurants in the Greater Durban area that closed briefly. There was a creche, you mentioned a private party where people fell sick. Now, and you've also mentioned eggs. Now, I want to come back to that without pointing fingers at any specific source. But what about reports that are coming to us that imported eggs could be the cause of this outbreak?
Yes. Okay, so the imported eggs weren't a factor in the restaurant, the Old Town Italy, that was where this story was first flagged. That definitely wasn't the source of their eggs. But the South African Poultry Association chap told me that, and others have as well in the industry, that a major Durban company, KZN company, imported something like 400 and something tons of eggs from Brazil that would have been chilled to just above freezing and on the ship for 3 months. They've landed here with a shelf life of supposedly 6 months. Now, local egg manufacturers can put a shelf life of only a month on their eggs. These eggs are being sold in a so-called taxi pack, 5 dozen eggs all put together in a cardboard sort of carry pack type thing. And they're being sold not in the 4 big supermarkets, but from other supermarket groups and individual supermarkets and trading stores all around, because you can imagine the price is really low, bargain eggs, and because of the fact that they've chilled and then brought up to room temperature, etc., and this long shelf life, there are question marks around the health, a safety factor of those eggs. So there's no direct link only between those eggs and Salmonella cases that I know of yet. But there have been fingers pointed at the huge amount of those cheap eggs that have now landed, not only in KZN, but they've been, trucked up to, all over the country as well.
So at this stage, Lancet has released a health alert, and they've mentioned a couple of things that people should avoid. Can you take us through those?
Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have the list in front of me. You caught me on a Saturday. But obviously, the undercooked eggs is one of them. I spoke to, as of the listeriosis story, heat will kill the Salmonella. So cook meat, eggs, those sort of things properly. So your danger point would be with a poached egg or a hollandaise sauce or an anglaise sauce where you are not getting the eggs up to at least 70 degrees and for long enough to kill any salmonella that's in there. So I think the important thing to know is that proper cooking heat, exposure to at least 70 degrees, will kill any salmonella that is present, as we learned with the listeriosis outbreak.
Right, and so in addition to that, also just to advise our viewers, avoiding unpasteurized milk, washing fruits and vegetables thoroughly before consuming them, cooking meats properly to well done as opposed to eating undercooked or partially raw meats, keeping fridges at 4 degrees Celsius at least, and then, good hygiene before consuming food. Thank you very much. That was our consumer journalist Wendy Knowler coming to us from Durban.